When Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022, its forces stormed from all available directions. In the south, thousands of Russian troops swept up from the Crimean Peninsula, quickly surrounding the city of Kherson. Within 5 days, Russians had captured the city. They'd hold it for more than 8 months. Resistance against the occupation was strong. People demonstrated in the street, and some carried out guerrilla tactics despite severe personal risk. Alexei Sivak was one of them, and soon found himself in a makeshift Russian prison.
At first I was just waiting for them to beat me to death.
Torture at the hand of Russian occupiers is well documented. Alexei and hundreds of others paid a heavy price for their resistance.
The beatings were pretty much constant. During the second interrogation, when they put a gun to my head, I don't know if it was loaded or not. The only thing I could think of was, they're going to blow my brains out. That's how badly it hurt. I just wanted them to shoot me.
Alexei's alleged crime was operating a soup kitchen, as well as other small acts around his neighborhood.
I went around our neighborhood and painted manhole covers and pedestrian crossings in the colors of the Ukrainian flag, yellow and blue. The Russians would drive around and paint over everything. You can see here where they added fresh paint.
Everyone knew the risks, he says, but for Alexei, staying idle wasn't an option.
People who say they aren't afraid are lying to you. It's human nature to be afraid, but it's also human nature to overcome fear.
But fear caught up with him 6 months into occupation when Russian soldiers came beating down his door. Alexei spent nearly 2 months in a makeshift Russian detention center where he was subject to physical, psychological and sexual torture.
They stuck needles under my fingernails. They waterboarded me. And then they'd start kicking you with the toe of their boot in the bladder or the genitals or the anus. It wasn't like getting beaten in a fight. It was targeted, precise.
Sometimes, Alexei says, they used the so-called lie detector.
The lie detector was a field telephone, the infamous Topik.
Russian guards used wires and clamps to connect the machine to various parts of Alexei's body, turning it on to deliver excruciating electric shocks.
When I didn't provide them with information, they'd say it was time to call Biden or call Zelensky. Then they'd place one wire on my genitals and another on my ear. They had fun in any way they wanted, and they had the power to do it.
Human rights groups say an overwhelming majority of prisoners are tortured in this way, and that sexualized torture is widespread.
When they weren't torturing us, we could hear them bringing in new people or dragging someone out of their cell and torturing them in the basement. Those wild, inhuman screams. And you'd just sit and wait for them to come for you.
After nearly 2 months in captivity, and almost as chaotically as he was arrested, Alexei was released. But his ordeal was far from over. It took Alexei 9 months to get the help he needed. There's no single system in Ukraine for survivors of torture. Having to navigate complex bureaucracy, getting support can be difficult and lengthy. After finally getting help, he decided to help others, setting up the Alumni Victim Support Group.
Here we're among our own. We know who is who. We get each other. It's calming.
We can talk openly, get to know each other, find former cellmates, find out what's happened to them, things like that.
As well as practical support, the group offers emotional assistance that no one else can.
We support each other because no psychologists can help. None of them has lived through what we have. People who have gone through this together, they understand what it means. That's why it's very important.
The alumni group aims to plug holes in the official system and help an ever-growing list of survivors.
The network is growing, and that's not a good thing. I just want to help the guys as much as I can.
Alexei has his work cut out. As more men come forward, and as the war grinds on, more yet are taken prisoner.